And when I will today, we know late again.
We are starting, Father.
It was today I smile.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to my live broadcast number 3. Here with me is my guest, Reverend Father Christopher, all the way from Kenya. Sorry, Father.
That's right. That's right.
All the way from Kenya. Today we shall be talking on the topic why Christians find it difficult to sell their TBC. Many people have thousands of dollars of TBC in their account and they find it so difficult to sell. So today we shall be giving reasons why people find it difficult to sell this TBC in their account, and if possible, give suggestions or tell them what we have been using, the method we have been using to make it possible for us to sell our TBC every day. Yeah, I said every day because I sell every day. So I want to welcome all those who are here to support us, all those who are here to encourage us. It's true, we are actually started. My chat has been disabled. Sorry for that. You know, we are beginners and with time we are going to know how to manipulate this. Sorry if we'll not be able to hear you. But if you have my contact on WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp your comments or your questions and we are going to answer you. Please, before we begin, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel and like this video. So let's welcome Pastor. Sorry, let's welcome Father Christopher from Kenya.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to appear on your live broadcast. In fact, it is a privilege. I feel very much delightful to be your guest on such a wonderful platform. Thank you.
You're welcome, Father. Before we go into giving reasons why people are finding it difficult to sell their TBC, despite the millions of dollars they have in their TBC wallet. Please, can you tell us how long you've been in TBC?
Um, that is a very interesting question. I've been in TBC not too long,
Oh
just
yeah.
about uh, just about 6 or 7 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And I think it is very engaging for those who want to get engaged.
Okay. You as a reverend father, you know, what prompted you to join the Billion Coin?
Wow. Um, Joining the Billion Coin was a great opportunity for me because you bear with me that we live with very serious challenges in our time. And we live in a time when very many people are struggling for the barest minimum. And the challenge is most often on us because, like a reverend father, the general conception which most people have is that father has it all. Father does not only have the gospel, Father has it all. So I've been having so many people knocking on my door, coming for one assistance or another, which the church as church cannot take care of. And so I thought it wise when I got to you and with your very beautiful advice that with the Billion Coin, we could reach out to many more and attend to their needs by the grace of God.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. TBC has come to deliver us from from slavery. Like we usually say, it is financial deliverance, divine financial deliverance. So if there are still some people out there who are looking at TBC to be fake, like what the French people would say, dommage, you know, because it is really there to eradicate humanity from poverty, to eradicate poverty, lifting humanity out of hunger and misery. There are so many people in the world at large, not only in Africa where we are based, that are actually living in abject poverty. And there is this thing that Christians wake up in the morning every day, and we have this particular language that we always use. Oh Lord, I need a divine helper. Oh Lord, I need a destiny changer. Come and change my destiny. It has become the song of so many Christians. But Christians are the last people to embrace opportunities like this. Yeah, and we keep praying every day for divine helpers. Imagine your colleagues that you've tried to talk to about the Billion Coin, and they refuse to listen. Then they woke up the next morning and still pray for divine helper. Do you know
Exactly.
how I describe that kind of person? He's like a Muslim still waiting for Jesus Christ.
That is an interesting one.
So
That is an
it
interesting one.
it gladdens our hearts to see people like you who can reach out to as many people as possible to embrace a vision like this. You didn't just embrace the vision, but I see you making efforts every day to register people. I see you trying to talk to your colleagues, bring in people you are helping as a father in the church. I know you have so many children, and I see you bringing them in. Somehow I know some of your relatives, but I want to be very sure that most of the people you have registered in the Billion Coin are not just your siblings, but other children you've adopted from all over Cameroon and even in Kenya. TTC actually needs people like you. Now we are going to go into our topic of today, which is reasons why tbcians don't sell their TBC? To me, I think one of the reasons why tbcians don't sell their TBC is laziness. The first reason I know is laziness. People are so lazy that they don't want to read. You send somebody to a blog, a person will say, "Ah, it's so long, I don't want to read." The blog always has chunks of messages and I don't want to read. And if you're lazy to read, you will not be informed of what is happening in the TBC community or even to know what TBC is all about. And as the adage goes, if you are not informed, you are deformed. And if you don't have any information because of laziness about TBC, there is no way you will be able to transmit the information or the message of TBC to another person because you don't really have anything in you to give it out. What do you think concerning laziness? Is laziness actually a point? What can you say about that?
Thank you very much, Madam Bay. I must tell you that you have struck a very serious chord. That is, you could not have but begun with laziness. That is actually the starting point of the reasons why Tibetians cannot sell their coins. Laziness has, as you have said, has been described by one wise man as the grave of the best gifts. And
Wow.
that is actually what is plaguing us, a good number of us. Like you have said, we find it difficult to read the blogs, and we fail to understand that it is only when we are informed that we have knowledge. And knowledge, of course, as they used to tell us those old good days, that knowledge is power. So I think, as you have said, we and the rest of our people need to make an extra effort to read the blogs, not only reading the blogs, but get interested and find out for themselves. You know, what you discover for yourself makes more sense than what you are told. And what you
Yeah.
discover for yourself is actually what we refer to as experience. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. So I think
Yeah.
laziness, if we are able to surmount that aspect of laziness, we are going to go as far as the eagle goes right up there into the sky with TBC. So thank you for that very, very important starting point you raised there.
Thank you. Thank you very much, smiling Father Christopher. Yeah. Apart of reading the blog, I also want to add that we we the pioneers leaders of members of TBC Cameroon, we go as far as extracting information from the blog and posting them in our various WhatsApp groups. Still at that level, people cannot read. At times you post something on the WhatsApp group and 5 minutes later somebody come and ask you a question that you just posted. At times you post something and somebody asks a question, you respond to that question. 5 minutes later, another person comes and asks the same question, meaning the person has not been following what has been happening. And at the same time, they cry that they are not able to sell their TBC, whereas too lazy to read, too lazy to follow instructions. Father have said it all. What did you say again? Laziness is what?
It is the grave of the best of man's best gifts.
Una don hear. So please, let's try not to be lazy. Let's try to sit up. Those who are reading the blogs, those who are reading every bit of information that is being posted on the WhatsApp group cannot stay without selling their TBC because TBC updates us every 24 hours with vital information on how to sell. From time to time, the admin will come up with new posts on how to make money in TBC. And if we don't read those information, we won't know what others are using that is actually working for them, and it is not working for us. So let's try as much as possible to read the blog, read the post, and as you continue reading, you keep feeding yourself with information to an extent that the moment you are faced with a client, you won't bother on what to say because you've already filled yourself with so many information that the moment you open your mouth to start talking, it just comes out like, rivers of living water, and it is edifying to the soul. It's when you are filled with so many information. And I think the other point I have here is people close their mouth. You can read, you can be well informed, but they don't talk. And if you don't speak to people, how would they know about TBC? We bought lands in Cameroon with 100% TBC. Some days
Wow.
ago, somebody got a car. Oh yeah, somebody got a
Wonderful.
car with 100% TBC.
I can't wait to drop on Cameroon soil to get my own.
Of course you will because you are hardworking. And when the person posted his car that he bought for 100% TBC, immediately another person said, "Who is the seller? Please, I want to get my own car." It's funny that you prospect a merchant and you give the merchant all the advantages for selling with TBC, and another person just wants to eat from the labor without laboring. They
Exactly.
just have to
Exactly.
wait for the work to be done, then they just enjoy. I don't know if you've noticed something like that in the TBC community.
Yeah, you rightly made some points before this, and I remember when you asked my experience of TBC, no matter how limited it is, I
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge the fact that it is very engaging. It
Yeah.
is truly very engaging, and as such, it needs a lot of commitment. Commitment with respect to not only reading, like you said, but but a proper application to the functioning even of the WhatsApp groups. I've come to realize that even those of us who are in TBC, we treat the TBC forum like we treat all other forums in which we belong. That is, it's just a place where we just go and deposit what we have seen from somewhere, and then a place where when somebody says something which catches our attention, we respond. But I think the TBC group should be a group with a difference. It should be a WhatsApp group which should actually teach us what WhatsApp is all about. Because, like you said, it is too informative. In fact, I must confess to you today that even myself talking, I have not found enough time to consume all the beautiful messages which are deposited in the group. And sometimes when I read some of them, I'm challenged. I ask myself, but where is this one coming from? So you see, it needs a lot of commitment. And I think when we are committed to the group, we get to know who drops in what, when. We can even do a follow up to the person's back page and PV the person and continue the dialogue, continue until we get what we want. TBC is like you have the adage TBC more than gold. It's like some of us just say that without knowing what it is. Gold is actually a pearl. And if you are interested in gold, knowing the value of gold, you'll sell all what you have. You get to forget about anything which is time consuming just to go for it, because when you get it, you have gotten everything. That for me is what TBC is all about. And that is exactly why I said it is very engaging. All we need to do is to make a little more commitment than we are doing.
Thank you very much, Father. Tbcians, don't close your mouth. When you see people buying cars, buying lands, it's because they did not close their mouth. If you close your mouth, you won't sell your TBC. Don't be limited. Don't feel this person already has money and TBC is not going to, the person does not really need TBC. No, everybody needs money because the kind of money TBC is giving us is not a kind of money that you will enjoy for 1 or 2 years. It's a kind of money that you will live in tranquility throughout your stay on earth.
That's true.
It's a kind of money that will help you overcome poverty. So please don't close your mouth. Go out there. There are 7 billion to 8 billion people in the world, and
Yes.
not up to 10 million people are in the billion coin.
Yeah.
So we have not done anything yet. If each and every one of us who are a member of the billion coin decides to bring in one member a day, just one member, you're not just bringing in one member per day, then you are helping one member to you're helping one member to eradicate poverty his or her entire generation. So if we do that every day, then we are going to eradicate poverty. And your mouth, talk to your colleagues, talk to your friends, talk to everybody you can talk to, and you never know who will want to engage in the billion coin community. The merchants you see that you think they are so sophisticated, no, they need this for their businesses. So don't close your mouth. Try to talk to people as much as you can. Another point that I think can be the reason why people don't sell their TBC is because they pass out the wrong information.
Yeah. Yeah.
People
Yeah.
pass out the wrong information. So they are so
Yes.
eager to make money. They don't work according to the vision, objective, and goals of TBC. People say a lot of fabricated story to convince clients to buy because they want to make money. And what they say in French, la la la, just now. They are thinking of in the ground. I just want it now. So they can tell you whatever they have to tell you in order to convince you to buy at that same moment. That they are creating a relationship, a long-lasting relationship. And once you pass out a wrong information to somebody, I bet you the person is not going to come back the second time. And once the person discovers that the information that has been passed across is not actually what it is, the person would discourage another person from buying from you because you didn't give the right information. For example, somebody meets a client and says, put in TBC, after 1 year, bank is going to start taking your money for you. And TBC increases every day from 1 to 5%, and it's $100. In 1 year, $100 is going to give you more than $2,000, and the bank is going to exchange your TBC. And it's not like the person is more about the bank that the banks are not coming anytime soon, or they are more interested in making money other way. What they will expect because the person wants to let me just tell you, register with $100 There goes the bank into the community and discovers what is not actually the case, the person becomes discouraged. There is
Yeah.
also that.
Yes, that is a very serious point you are making about not not keeping working according to the vision of TBC. I must tell you that again with my limited experience in TBC, but above all in cryptocurrency generally, the 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 general idea is misplaced already. At the beginning, you said the idea behind TBC is to eradicate poverty, is to make the other people better, is to make us better. But the way we are going, the reason why we even give wrong information, apart from the fact that we don't spend time to read to get the right information, it is because we want to make our own quick money, not because we want to help the others. But I think if and only if our idea is to help others, help ourselves, then we'll be able to give out the right information about TBC. By so doing, we will bring in many people, and when we bring in many people, we are going to benefit all the more. We are mistaken TBC with these so many cryptocurrencies which exist. And
Mm,
because of that, the idea is generally to get money, quick money, To the best of my knowledge, um, this and many others is basically what we refer to in business language an investment. And
yeah.
when you invest, you don't invest today to get the returns tomorrow. No. Investments most often are long term, especially in with TBC. Not necessarily because you want to throw the money there and forget about it. No, you are investing so that you once you invest today, you know that start thinking of about 1 or 2 years. The longer the term of the investment, the better the return. But unfortunately, we we are so much interested in the here and now. TBC is not like this business of buy and sell am, that I buy
Yeah.
here, I sell here, I make my profit immediately, I continue. No, I think it is all the more about investing, saving and investing. The two of them go with TBC, and only when we have that idea shall we be able to grow TBC community. So we are called upon, therefore, to talk to many others. Another thing which catches my attention when you talk about the need for us to open our mouth I remember one of the live broadcast I followed when Mr. Mbe, my venerable president, was live on one of those days. He made a very serious comment, which I have taken seriously. And this is what he said, among many others, that sometimes we are shy of sharing the experience of TBC with others because we are afraid of what they will say or what they may think about us. And I remember he
Yeah, I'm
shared an
very much
experience.
on that point. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember he
Very
shared
true.
an experience of he shared an experience of the person he was talking about TBC, and the person gave a damn to it. And then the other day he was driving into Limbe, and then the person saw him and said, "Ah, Mr. Mbe, are you the one?" He just smiled, of course, the smiling man, and all that. But that has remained in my mind all down these weeks and months which have gone by. The necessity for us not to think about what they will think about us, because if at the end of the day they accept the opportunity, it is going to be a create a life-changing effect in the individuals, and we will not stand to benefit anything from what they benefit. So
Yeah.
I think we need to share as much as possible, even if our sharing will bring only one person in 1 month, no problem. Let the everyday sharing become the norm of the day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Father. You're actually a blessing, you know. You made me not to feel shy. You I want to greet all those who are watching. Sorry, the chat is disabled. I can't see those who are there. But I know for sure that Mr. Mbe is watching. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Mbe who has been by us all these years of our journey with TBC.
Exactly.
One of the I just remembered something. Another reason why I think people don't sell or don't talk to people about TBC is greed. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, yeah, greed.
It's
Greed.
great.
That
Somebody will
is
say, okay, I just joined in the billion coin. My coin is growing fine, but my coin has not grown to an extent
to
where
that
I
level.
can start selling. So I just
Exactly.
have to keep my mouth closed until when my coin grows to a certain amount, then I can start telling people about TBC. Whereas they tell us to partner with those who already have bulks of TBCs in their account. Have you ever imagined that greed also can be the cause?
Yes, you are very right. Greed is one of the causes, and it is a big hindrance in human development, and especially in the development of Africans.
Yeah,
Among ourselves, we have some unhealthy competition which does not pay because, like you have said before, if I have the few coins I have now in TBC, and I think that it is important for the other person too to have. And I tell them, and I'm ready to sell my coins. By so doing, I am helping the other person, but I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing anything, but the other person is gaining. And whether you like it or not, whether the person acknowledges that I have helped them or not, our community is growing because one more member has added into their billion coin community. So I think greed is a big obstacle which we must surmount.
okay. Greed is actually a very bad thing. I don't know. Greed can even is as bad as killing someone. Greed. So it's good for us to leave greed aside and try to help one another. Don't just look at the person you want to partner with. Of course, if a person didn't tell you about TBC, you wouldn't have known for you to want to wait till when your TBC account is swell up. Then you can now start telling people. And this reminds me of one funny story. When Mr. Mbe just knew about the billion coin, he called some of his close collaborators that he has been working with them for a very long time and told them about the billion coin. Do you know what one of them said?
No, let me
He
hear.
said,
I'm very eager to hear.
he said, is it now that you know about it? I've been in it for some months now, and
You
please
don't know.
don't tell anybody. Wait for our coin to grow to a certain amount. When we know we are able to sell, then we can start telling people about the billion coin. Because now,
Oh,
if
what
you
a
tell
pity.
people about the billion coin, you don't have enough coin to sell, so you will not be able to make money. You'll be buying from the people in the US, and the people in US will be making all the money. And before our coin grows to a certain point that we can start selling, we must have introduced all the potential people that we know into the billion coin, and they will start selling as well, and we might end up being a loser. Like seriously, somebody said that. That's
That is
greed.
a big misconception.
It is first of all greed because
Exactly. That is the height of greed.
yeah. You want to keep all, and that's what most Africans do. But thank God for him, he refused. He rejected the idea completely and went ahead telling people about the billion coin. And he is far much better. I think he has achieved better things in the billion coin than the person who wanted to keep all to himself. and wait for the right time to start selling. You know, he who gives bountifully will surely receive bountifully, right?
That is very clear. Experience has proven that. TBC has proven that. So what else do we need?
So let's not be greedy. You can partner with us if you know you have fewer coins in your account, in your wallet, and you are not ready to start selling. You can partner with us, and we give you 50% from every investment that your investor make. That is still something. I didn't start selling TVC till May. Throughout 2016, 2017, until May 2018, I was a partner
You
because
see?
I'm not in a hurry to sell TBC. If you understand the
Exactly.
vision of TBC, you will feel that selling part of your TBC is losing because I want to stock up wealth for my generation. And I know TBC is going to last forever. So
Of course.
I'm not running after small money to eat. I want something that will change my generation forever. That is why I'm not desperate. I'm not eager to exchange my TBC. I'm not waiting for the bank eagerly. If they come, fine. I know TBC is money and we use it daily. So why do I need a bank to come and convert it to cash in order for me to be able to use that cash to buy whatever I want to buy? No, I needed a land and I got it. 100% TBC. And I'm very
Excellent.
sure that with the kind of deal you have in TBC, very soon you testify just the way I'm doing.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly. I
there
can't
is
wait enough.
also, yeah, there is also something I realized. I realized that many people who are in TBC don't trust TBC. They are in TBC, but they don't believe in TBC. And those of us Christians, the Bible says, it shall be done to you according to your belief. If
That's right.
you believe,
That's right.
Jesus said, told somebody, if you believe, you shall receive, And if you don't believe in TBC, how will you be able to make someone believe? Because you can't give out what you don't have. I will tell you a story. Some time ago in 2016, late 2016, I came into
Okay.
TBC around October 2016. And around December 2016, I was still very fragile. I was a baby looking at it, watching it. The growth was so tremendous that I was still very skeptical.
I
And
see.
this is what strengthened my belief. I saw some shoes online and I ordered for them. The seller brought them to my house. And I don't know, it just came out from my mouth. I didn't plan to say it. It just came out that, can I say in TBC? And the seller was like, what's TBC? Then I
Oh,
explained to the seller. And the seller said, yeah, I mean, I was like,
you
wow, okay.
you
You know,
you see that?
so it started building up. I was like, if somebody can accept this, then why won't I believe in it? It gave me courage. I actually bought 4 pair of shoes and
Wow, I can
on
imagine.
and from then I just knew that it is going to work and I will no longer keep my mouth shut. So it strengthens my belief. So I don't know if you've ever thought that one of the reasons why people cannot sell is their disbelief for TVC.
Yeah, that is what you are saying is a fact. It's not something we can debate on. You
Yeah?
know, um, we are, especially we Africans. I keep saying we Africans. It's not in any derogatory manner, but it's good to accept who we are. so that we can become who we are not. Um, fear, fear and doubts are the biggest obstacles in every business like venture. Fear and doubts. Generally in life, risk is what we must always take. In fact, even the fact that we are doing this live broadcast now is a risk. Everything we do is a risk. So it baffles me why some people become too afraid to dare. Too afraid to dare. When you talk about lack of trust, when you talk about fear, doubt, I remember what Mark Twain, the author of Oliver Twist, that book we did so many years ago, Oliver Twist, who asked for more. Yes. I remember in one of his writings, he says that in the next 20 years to come, we shall be more disappointed with what we did not do than with what we did. And you see, that exactly is what paints the picture of what fear does for us. Because of doubt, because of fear, we don't venture into things. Why? One of the things I like with the Europeans and those in the Western world that has accounted for their development is the fact that they are able to dare, they are able to risk. And that explains why one of the business gurus says 99% of success is built on failure. So if you are afraid to fail, you may never succeed. If we are afraid to fail, we may never succeed. For example, if you were afraid to ask that seller of those shoes, can I pay in TBC? If you are afraid, that person will never know what TBC is. Secondly, you will never make use of the few TBC you had at that time. And I'm sure those very beautiful pairs of shoes, you would not have had them because you would have surely bought but one or two, given the fiat currency you had in your hands at that time. So doubt and fear has no place in the TBC community, especially given the fact that there are testimonies. From time to time, when I sit back and I want to relax, I go back to some of those live broadcasts, especially the one that they were checking the land around Kribi. It marvels me how people could do such a trade with virtual currency, what we call virtual for now. But of course, it is the whole idea about trade. Whatever we decide as a community to serve as a legal tender automatically becomes the currency at hand. So I think we are privileged, those of us in this time, to know of TBC, to get into TBC, because the generations after us will get to be using TBC because we have started. Is it not a privilege to be pioneers? That is what I think for me is a blessing, being in TBC at this time.
Okay. Before we continue further, I want us to greet those who are watching here with us. And I want to say hello to Mr. Mbe the Great. Yeah,
Wow. My double respect to Mr. Mbe.
he was going to be there. He has always been standing by me from the very beginning. I want to
Exactly.
say shout out to Jules Kameni. We call him Paul Kringles.
Wow.
Don't forget,
Oh,
come to Cameroon, you are going to see all of them.
the
I
very
want to say
Kringle
hello.
himself.
Yeah, Paul Kringles. He has been a good worker in the TVC community Cameroon. He's actually sacrificing his time, he sacrifices his time, his fuel
Wow.
to ensure that the work of TBC grows in Cameroon. I want to say thank you to my friend. My friend is here, Njue Vivian. Wow. You're welcome, Njue Vivian. I want to say thank you, Eric Sony, all the way from China. Thank you, Monsieur
Wow.
le Premier ministre, Monsieur Samuel Etindele. Je vous remercie d'être là. I want to say a big thank you to Charlie Legrand. Charlie Legrand, you're welcome. Welcome, Justine. Justine said, hello, my great leader. Congratulations for your topic. I am very excited about. I will now open my mouth more and more again. Did you hear that?
Excellent. That is it.
And
She's going to strike the nail on the head.
wow, Miss Madame Joy Vivian said that is very true. The Tambe said powerful live broadcast. Charlie said again that very good topic, Madame Bay. And I want to say, Paul is saying thank you, Madame Bay. I want to say I am here with Father Christopher, Reverend Father Christopher, all the way from Kenya. He has been doing a great job over there and ensuring that the TBC community grows in Kenya. So, yeah, we are on the topic of reasons why people don't sell their TBC. Please, all those who are watching me now, try to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are on the topic of why people don't sell their TBC, and we've discussed on so many reasons why people don't sell their TBC and have given um, possible solutions that we think is working for us, and we know if you implement this on your daily activities that concerns TBC, it's going to work for you. And Father, we've been talking for a while now. I think it's time for us to end our live broadcast. But before we end this session, because tomorrow is also another day, I don't know if
Okay.
you have some things to add to what we've been discussing.
Well, given the fact that there are as many live broadcasts as we are still alive, I think we just need to thank those who have been there today. And I want to thank you in particular for this initiative of helping me open my mouth too about TBC. So thank you very much. And I hope that the subsequent ones will be as good as this.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father. You made it so relaxed. I'm grateful. I want
I've
to say thank everyone who has been watching. Thank you for standing by us. We wish you a blissful day. And with Christabel just coming in, we wish you a blissful day. Take care. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
you and their music again. Keep smiling.